Dun 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 dun. Wee woo woo. Too high, can't come down. Losing my head and it's all around. Hey, do you feel me now? Dun 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 dun. Wee woo. No 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 no. With a taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping under. Taste of the poison paradise. I'm addicted to you. Don't you know that you're toxic?
Hello, welcome to Secret Handshake. This is a stream that we do on Wednesday nights. We say that it starts at 9 o'clock, but secretly we're always an hour late.
That's the secret.
That's part of the big secret. I'm Harper.
I'm Jerry.
I'm Cassianie.
Okay, great. And of course...
I think that was actually like the quickest we've ever introduced ourselves. Like, it never
like
happens.
Something that's free. I don't know. Do we have the chat?
Yeah, we've got the chat.
Let me check out the chat. I'm jacked in tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because if you're not jacked in, you're not alive.
You're not alive.
And
sure.
so I'm like, just like, hey, what's up? It's Cassianie in the chat.
Cassianie on the chat.
And I just sent it. And like, if
Incredible. I see it there.
Oh my God. It's like.
Genuinely, I didn't think you were actually typing. I was like.
You've got the fast words per minute.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I'm what they call fast fingies. So I think that we should like just jump right into what our theme is because it's just been like very prevalent in my life, which is like, how has Mercury hurt you? Because she definitely has. Okay, Mercury retrograde. So like let's just dive right in. Okay, Mercury went into retrograde on November 16th. Mm-hmm. Okay, have you been feeling it?
November 16th.
I've been feeling it.
I've maybe felt it.
Art thou feeling
what
it
was
now, Mr. Crab? Like, yes.
Yeah.
Like,
what was the exact date?
November 16th.
Which I think might be the exact date I got a job offer.
Okay,
Honestly,
so
like,
maybe not for you.
I mean, you could be, like, Mercury retrograde, it doesn't have to be bad for everyone.
I am a Virgo moon.
I'm like, if you've got Virgo in your chart, if you've got Gemini in your chart, that's your ruling planet. So, like, but, like, if you've had any sort of, like, Willy Wonky experiences with communication, you feel like you've been misunderstood, like, in a way where you're like, I never am misunderstood by this person, and yet I can't seem to communicate. Like, it's the first time I've ever talked to someone before, it feels like. If you have had, like, something horrible happen tech-wise, or, like, issues with transportation, which, like, if you live in New York, I mean, it's bad. It's bad all the time, but, like, if it's been especially bad, because Mercury is the planet of communication, travel, and technology. Okay. So, like, she's very adaptable because now we have these new modern things, and she finds ways to get into the crevices and just, like, I guess, ruin your life. So, you know, it's turning direct tomorrow is the good news.
Yes, it's almost over.
Right.
We're out of the bad stuff.
So what is the difference between retrograde and direct? Like, what does that mean?
So it's a period. For the Mercury retrograde specifically, it's a 3-week time period in which it's sort of like an optical illusion. It doesn't actually. The planet doesn't actually twirl backwards.
Okay, so retrograde.
But it appears from Earth like the planet is spinning in the opposite direction.
Oh.
And those, like, forces then have an effect on us.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very familiar with the term. I just never knew, like, what that means.
Yeah, so basically she's like twirling. Like, she's like, I'm so excited. She's like twirling.
Yeah.
And then she's like, every so often, like, I think it's like maybe 4 times out of the year.
I'm not excited.
She's like dancing queen, like, let me change my track.
Okay.
Let me just fuck everyone else's lives up.
Right.
Is my experience.
We've all, like, adjusted ourselves to the way she likes to dance.
Yeah, exactly. Like, baby doesn't dance in the dark. That's an old Gaga song.
Yeah, you're really just sort of hitting a lot of songs tonight. We're, what, 7 minutes in and you've sung
I'm feeling
3 or 4?
Like, I think it's because I'm on the precipice of...
You're ready to go direct.
I'm ready to go direct. Like, I have my eyes on the prize.
Your communication is coming back. It's all through song.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is like, I've read a few astrologers, obviously, like, during this tough time, and they always say, you know, it goes direct on, like, whatever day. Like, it'll be tomorrow, December 6th. Mm-hmm. But the effects still linger for a few days after, so don't get too excited. Mm-hmm. So I thought I would come up with, like, a few tips for those of you who are watching, for you two, for myself as well. Just to help, like, minimize the potential damage of the Mercury retrograde, like, what's left of it. So, sorry to continue this theme, but, like, as Gwen Stefani once said, don't speak. That's my first tip.
Oh.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so just, like, you're playing with fire each and every time you open your mouth. So, like, anything you say could be, like, misconstrued or, like, misunderstood. So, like...
I do have a hot mouth.
Like, obviously, like, for this show, like, we have to talk, but, like, if you think you want to, like, like, resolve something with a friend, just, like, wait a few days. Just, like, wait a few days, see how you feel about it. So, stop talking.
Cucumber. You gotta be a cucumber.
Yeah. This is another thing. So, this is, like, an old thing, like, between Harper and I, like...
Well, but this has also, I think, been adopted as a secret handshake philosophy.
It's true. It's true. On this show, we believe that, like, that people can be divided into 2 categories.
Or at least exist in 2 modes.
Yes. And they are cucumber or fire ant.
To me, it feels self-explanatory, but I have had people be like, what does that mean after saying that? Let's go. We should go a little deeper and actually, I think... You know, cucumber, you're cool.
You're obviously.
You're relaxed. You're at the spa. You're a cucumber.
I'm almost
you know?
I'm almost like if you ask, like, what does that mean? I'm like, you're a cucumber.
Not a cucumber.
I was gonna say you are, because you're just sort of like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a fire ant, you're like, oh, that
got
feels
it.
Right.
You're like angry. You're biting. You're like, there's an energy of, like, tension.
Yeah, I'm a fire ant. If you can't tell.
You're both fire ants.
Yeah.
You're both fire ants.
Yeah.
And I want to say I'm a cucumber.
I think you are almost always a cucumber.
I'm a very spicy pickle, but, like, I'm definitely a cucumber.
I would say spicy pickle is excellent. But yeah, I would say you're pretty much a cucumber. Harper and I are both fire ants, like...
Yeah, but I'm like...
I'm dressed like a cucumber.
But you're like a cucumber moon, though, right?
I think I am a cucumber moon. I think...
I would have called you cucumber.
Really? Oh my God. Like, not that it's better to be a cucumber, but like...
an extroverted cucumber.
And sometimes it's very good and important to be a fire ant.
Yeah,
right?
I would fully agree.
We would have no show without fire ants.
I
would
self-identify as a fire ant because... I would not describe myself as being laid back. In fact, I would say I'm high-strung, and I'm loud, and I'm always trying to just, like, make my presence known. That, to me, is, like, that is my fire ant.
See, yeah, because I feel like I have, like, a very cucumber in that I'm very, not non-confrontational, but I'm a smoother. I'm like, are we all in a good mood? Yeah. Is everything okay? Yeah. Like, I'm going to be fine.
Pacifier.
Like, I think that's who I am. Maybe tell me if you're like, no.
And if you are like,
comment down below.
That's a fire ant move.
Yeah. But I also feel like I'm very, but I'm not a very passive individual. I'm like very, like, I feel like I
right, and it doesn't necessarily mean passive, I don't think.
Cucumber to me feels very passive.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I understand that is not inherent. It's just...
Yeah, cucumber is very, like, we go with the flow, like, we, like, are just, like, okay. Like, it's very, like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And, like, fire ant is, like, yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, those are 2 line readings that you could, you know.
But also a little bit of, like, excuse me?
It's very much excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much excuse me.
See, and I feel like my line reading is very much like a, yeah?
Right, and that's a cucumber line reading.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to the tips because I only have 3. So the first one was don't speak.
Oh, wait.
Yes,
You're
okay.
on the chat.
Alex in the chat saying, declaring himself a fire ant, never gonna stop talking. Emma wants to know what she is.
Emma is a fire ant, 100%. I
think Emma might be a fire ant.
I think she is.
But also cucumber. She's really complicated. I feel like. But I'm gonna let you talk about it. I'm sorry.
I feel like Emma is like. I feel like Emma's rising is cucumber. Like people see her and she's like.
I feel like Cucumber Rising is very good.
She's a calming so the Rising is like what people perceive you as. And like she's very calming, she's a very warm person. So she's very like very even keel. But I think that like she has the opinions of a fire ant. Like she is like very opinionated, very like like when it gets down to like things that she deeply cares about.
Okay. And actually, I was thinking Alex, I feel like is a little more cucumber.
I think he's a cucumber.
Alex, I think you're a little bit of a cucumber.
I would read Alex as a cucumber and Emma as a fire ant.
Yeah. All right, and if you want us to tell you what we think you are, as we just did for 2 members of our chat that we know personally. Yeah. We've got another thing that can happen tonight.
Yeah, call in. 8024-2 hands.
Oh, it's been a long time since we've had calls.
Yeah.
So long that I no longer have the good graphic that I built.
Nick's a hard cucumber.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick's also a cucumber.
Nick is
Don't
like...
say hard cucumber.
Okay, so the first tip for surviving the next couple days of retrograde is to just like shut up. Like just like shut your mouth where you can. The second tip is like having to do with technology. So like as I mentioned before, like since Mercury has like found her way into all the different appliances that you use in your life, like screen time, no. Don't do anything drastic with any technology.
Okay.
Like, don't
like do a live stream on the internet.
Like, that's what I literally said. I was like, honestly, it's a massive risk for you to be tuning in right now.
No,
and like,
it's a massive risk for us.
I definitely think it's more dangerous for us.
Yeah, but I mean,
there's a lot of wires here.
There's so many wires. Like, you guys can't even imagine the wires. Like, I'm bound to this chair from the wires.
Honestly, today I was going to microwave something, and I just said, no.
Like, that's why I said don't touch.
Actually, you can microwave.
Don't touch your microwave. Don't count on your alarm clock. Like, just, like, try and stay away from technology as best as you can. And we just, like, really thank you for tuning in because, like, for you to even be touching a laptop right now, like, is putting yourself at risk. So, like, thank you so much. Like...
I mean, Twitter is technology communication, just to speak to our audience.
Can you still get on Twitter?
You can.
That's a question we've been asked.
You can get on Twitter, but, like, be careful about what you say. Okay? Like, you can read, but, like, be careful about what you put out. You never, like, sometimes when you're, like, texting and you're, like, you might be, like, okay, it might be just me because, like, I love to gossip, but, like, you're texting one friend and then you're talking about the other friend, like, in another text thread, or you're like being like, what should I say to this person, or like, help me with this. Like, don't even fuck with that, like, because
that also seems like maybe don't do that all the time.
I don't mean shit talk your friends. I mean, like, you're talking to some person, you're asking advice, like, this person has asked me advice, like, what do you think about that? Like, you're sending screenshots, like, what do you think I should say? What help me come up with something to say. You don't want to accidentally send the screenshot to your friend because then
I regularly send screenshots of my mother texting me to my mother because I'm just like, look how cute she is.
But I'm like, you don't want to be like, that's a classic situation where like you could be like misunderstood.
No. That's a very like classic sitcom-y. I frequently, here's the thing, does anyone ever else, if you say something mean about a person, do you ever immediately believe that either you have butt dialed them or that they have somehow tapped your phone and are listening to every word you say?
100%. Like, I have to look, like, did I accidentally hit the record button? Like, you know, sometimes...
Truly, I think that's one of the things. I'm a nice person. I don't say mean things about people very often. I want to make that clear. I whatever. But truly, one of the biggest deterrents for me of shit-talking people is that I truly am afraid that they're just gonna NSA me.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I stop myself from thinking negative thoughts because I can't tell if that person just had like a What Women Want moment. Is that the movie?
Wow.
And maybe they can read my thoughts.
Is that George Clooney?
No, it's
Matthew McConaughey.
It's Gibson, I think.
Oh, God, gross.
It
is Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Sorry. But no, I'm constantly afraid that if I think a negative thought about someone, they will hear it. So I try to think positive thoughts.
That is very precious and pure. I'm a bitch, and it's not that I ever want to spread things that are false, but like, it's my go-go juice to just like talk about everything that's going on in my life with as many people as I can. And that is danger. Like, that's just pure danger, just in the world at all. And so doing it during the retrograde, it's like, you know better, bitch. Don't do that. Okay. Yes. Alex says guarding yourself against telepaths at all times is good.
You know?
Which I fully agree.
I also think about that more often than I would have thought other people did.
Sometimes it feels like you're like, someone
very
can
honestly reassuring to find out that this is a relatable thing. as I hope that everyone else at home an experience I hope we're all sharing of being like,
It comes up in many forms. I have a lewd thought on the bus. I think, oh no.
Wow.
Oh, the person behind me just heard me do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a risk. Honestly, just being alive is a risk. So we have don't talk. Don't be on technology best you can. And my third tip, no transportation. Don't take it. Don't get in a car.
No thoughts on the bus.
Don't get in a car. Don't touch a bus. Don't ride a bike. If you
stay home.
Stay alone.
If you want to be somewhere on time, you're not going to make it. That's that on that, okay? And like, if I understand, like, you're like,
great to blame it on Mercury, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I walk to work, but that's still a form of transportation.
I'm like, you're risking it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. And like, if your boss has something to say, like, take it to court. Like, sue them. Like, persecute them to the full extent of the law. Just make sure that when you get to court, you're past the retrograde so your lawyer doesn't fuck up. You know what I mean?
And don't do cyber court, the technology court. Don't go to court online.
Don't do online court.
Do the in-person one.
Do the in-person.
Don't do the one that's on the virtual reality system online that we all use on a daily basis.
Yes.
What is cyber court?
It's the court system that exists in the cyber world.
It's like when you text your doctor, but like for the law.
Yeah, if you're not jacked in, you're not alive.
We all live in the same world, right? Everybody knows about the cyber world, the second layer of existence that we all also exist in. It's a virtual reality system.
Yes.
Truly,
I know.
you could tell me that was real, and I would be like, I'm so out of touch. So immediately before the show, I said, how do I return on a tweet?
I was like, what?
Yeah.
She was like press enter. I was like, oh. Yeah.
I'm so...
Jerry's the best. So, yeah, like, your best bet is to just, like, stay home, like, wrap yourself in a blankie, and, like, just, like, wait out the next couple of days. If anybody challenges you, like, fight them. Like, through a lawsuit would be the best case scenario in my opinion.
You're very
You're very litigation.
Yeah. Litigious.
Yeah, I have
believe in the system in a way that I cannot.
Oh my god. Yeah, I have a background in law. So, you know, you guys don't know everything about me.
That's true.
I would say, like, the people who like post online, like who go on Facebook and like announce like, hey guys, I'm just gonna take a little break for a while. Like, see what they do when they're like, because they don't have social media, so I don't.
So how do you find out what they do?
I don't know, you like.
The litigation superhighway is a very funny thing to say, Alex. Sorry.
Yeah, just like those people seem to know how to live like without screens, I guess.
I don't believe that they do. I don't know.
I fully agree. Like, I have every intention of, like, fully criticizing those people and their choice to announce it to the world. But, like, you know, for the next couple days, if you're like, what do you do if you don't have Twitter on your phone? Like, do you, like, read a book? Do you, like, I don't know, cook or something? Like,
I don't know how to do either of those.
You can't go on a walk. It's too fucking cold. But I would say, like, if you know someone who has done that, first of all, why do you? And then second of all, like, see what they do and maybe do that for the next couple of days to protect yourself from the retrograde havoc. And then once that has passed, I'm going to say give it a good 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
Minimum.
So December 10th.
Yeah. I would say that just, I don't know the official, like, I'm not sure.
When we're fully in the clear.
When we're free.
Yeah, I'm not an expert, okay, you guys. I never claimed to be. But I think that, you know, it's important that we do our best. So, but I think that you should call.
Yeah, we should definitely take calls.
We'd love to hear about how Mercury has ruined your life, because if you're hearing this and you're thinking, like if it's that,
you're like
I want to.
That's why.
Yeah, call us.
When I was using technology on a boat, it broke, not the wave.
Yeah.
Or if you have the sheer arrogance.
And here's our first caller.
Thank you.
Now, sure hope this works.
I'm gonna get my drink ready.
Oh my God.
Hello, you're on Secret Handshake. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Oh,
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good.
Who do we have?
This is Alex from Oklahoma City.
Alex from Oklahoma City. What's it like down there?
Oh boy, it's chilly. We're about to have a big old ice storm.
Ooh. Sounds frosty.
Sounds cold. Is that
we
real?
Can't wait.
We're getting the cold ice?
Yeah, it's supposed to freezing rain on Friday and then just snow it up on Saturday.
Whoa.
Gross.
That sounds nice.
That classic combo.
We're different people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to find a real big hill and slide down it on my belly.
That's called tobogganing, if I remember correctly.
Interesting.
So Alex, are you
That's
calling
way
in?
fewer syllables.
Are you calling in to tell us about how Mercury has, like, wrecked you?
Well, I have a question related to the sky. It is, as you know, Sagittarius season still.
Yes, your season.
Is it not?
Huh?
It is my season.
I'm
Is there
guessing.
anything that I have to be especially worried about during this tumultuous sky period?
Is there something for you to be worried about?
Yeah.
During Sag season or during retrograde?
If Mercury is in retrograde during Sag season, is that especially bad for me?
You know, I don't think so. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and make a bold choice and say no.
Am I guarded against it?
I actually think that that's what it is. I think you're guarded. I think that when the sun is in your sign, like, that's when you're at your most powerful. So I actually think, like, you could manipulate the retrograde to actually benefit you.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
I'm
a lucky
really just
one.
taking that as permission to continue tweeting and driving.
That's good. 2 things that I know that you, I think, need to do to live, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Now, I was also wondering how you feel. You declared yourself in the chat a fire ant, but then we sort of all agreed that we thought you were more of a cucumber. How do you feel about it now?
I think that's fair.
And that's a very cucumber response to being told you're wrong.
Really
yeah, if you were a fire ant, you would have been up for a hot-headed debate.
Yeah. And I think as soon as I accepted it, I was like, oh, I'm not even going to try to convince them.
But you know what's interesting is, like, you're a cucumber, but you're a Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is a fire sign.
Notoriously a fire sign, yeah.
A spicy pickle.
What an interesting meshing of identities.
Strange mixture.
Strange magic.
I think it's because I have a lot of hard, strong opinions, but I also will never take any initiative.
Yeah, I love that. I love that about you.
Thank you so much.
That feels true also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Alex, I know that a lot of people in the chat have been wondering where Nick Sanchez is. I think it's probably about time that we throw over to him.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
All right. Well, I hope that we talk to you again soon.
Me too.
And also many more times in the future.
Yes, please.
Okay. You guys too.
Talk to you later.
It's been a pleasure.
Let's go now. It's of course always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
As it's a pleasure to be here in our New York office, our East Coast office of Secret Handshake. But of course we have a correspondent out halfway across the country at our
no coast
at our no coast Midwest office of Secret Handshake. That of course is Nick Sanchez.
I'm just throwing.
You're just throwing over there.
Over there? Over there?
I can't know directions and I refuse to learn.
I earlier sort of thought maybe we should put this later in the show, but we haven't done either of them yet, so I think we should do it now. And also because people in the chat were mentioning that he wasn't here.
Everybody misses him. He's wonderful.
Absolutely.
We miss Nick. I know that I was throwing around some serious allegations last show, but that's my fire ant nature, okay? Like, I was very riled up. Like,
just that you were in control of Team Chaos, right?
Yes. And I'm, like, honestly, I'm just, like, I was feeling hurt, okay? Like, I'm willing to say it. I'm not too proud to admit that, like, I was hurt by Nick's abandonment, quite frankly. And now that I've had some clarity, like, you know, the retrograde, like, was affecting how I was communicating, and
you were all able to acknowledge that you were acting out unreasonably.
Yeah, and I honestly was being
Now, Jerry, if I remember correctly, didn't you also declare yourself perhaps even the new leader of Team Chaos last week? Is that not correct? Because it seems like you're sort of downplaying maybe your actions and role in riling things up between...
Who's to say how many people were acting out or acting up or drunk on power?
Okay, well, in any case, we'll go now to him. He's doing important work in our Midwest office.
Thank God.
This is Nick's contribution this week. Here's to Nick. Everybody throw to Nick like this.
To Nick.
It's Nick from Secret Handshake. I am here in front of a buggy. Now, you remember from last week in my segment around the Nick in Tulsa days that I said Tulsa has the most horses in the world. Now, we're in front of a buggy right here. Unfortunately, the horses have all disappeared. I assume they are, I don't know, running around trying to eat hay, I guess. But I still got a buggy. And I still got a fun fact for y'all about Tulsa, okay? So the fun fact this week is that Tulsa has the biggest internet in the world, okay? The biggest internet. And that's a fact that nobody else can say, all right? Okay, so I'm going to see if this buggy will still move if I just sit in it and, you know, wish. This has been Around the Nick in Tulsa Days. Nick Sanchez from Secret Handshake. Thanks.
All right.
Now, it seems to me like the horses have disappeared, but does no one suspect that Nick took them?
Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
Nick shows up, the horses disappear.
It's all very convenient, is all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have to say,
a likely story.
The buggy has made me want to very arrogantly put forward that I know how to drive one of those.
You know how to drive a buggy?
I do. I went to a state competition. I placed 5th in the state of Pennsylvania as a 14-year-old.
What?
Now, is how to drive a buggy, does that mean how to tell horses where to go?
Yes.
Okay.
It means how to sit in the buggy and say, Daisy, who's the only horse I've ever driven, go that way.
Yeah, driving, yeah.
No, I mean, come on, why even bother?
I'm not gonna say
why
it.
even?
I'm not gonna say it, but like,
yeah.
You know, it came together, okay? It came in my mind.
Yeah, you say, Daisy, go slowly. Daisy, go a little faster. Daisy, please, just go a little faster. Daisy was a very old horse. But yeah, no, I can drive one of those. And by can, I mean 10 plus years ago I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
I love this fact about you. Like, I'm sorry, I have to get some chapstick on. Just honestly, that's what I'm doing.
At my core, a horse girl.
Yeah.
In all the senses, literal, non-literal, horse,
metaphorically,
petting, smelling, tasting.
You smell like a horse, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna play a horse game on stream sometime once we find the right one. Once we find the right horse game, we're gonna do it. If anybody knows horse games, and don't say Red Dead Redemption or Red Dead Redemption 2.
Truly, I just want to play. I don't want to buy Red Dead Redemption because of all the stuff.
We literally don't own a system that can play it.
Right, that's in the stuff.
Okay. Well, yeah, there's other good reasons. You're right.
Right, but I do want to I love the idea of paying the ludicrous amount of money it costs.
Just for the horse friendship mechanics?
Just to do the horse friendship mechanics and play no other aspect of the game. I think that would be a blast. I think that's been done.
I'm sure that there are people who are playing that way as much as possible.
But I want it. They're so pretty. They did it good.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth it, but they did it good. I have opinions about games journalism.
The journalism part?
I don't know, the game. I don't know.
Kind of shifted focus there.
Should we go into our next segment?
Yeah.
I think we can. That
All right,
means
this
we're gonna
is
have
a regular.
We're gonna. Okay.
Hey folks, this is Nick Sanchez from Secret Handshake. I am standing in front of the remains of the official tree of Tulsa. They had to chop it down because it was acting out. But it's time for a weekly segment. This is a segment we do every single week. It's a segment where we talk about the media, the TV shows, the music, the movies, the books, the films, the things that we've experienced throughout the week. It's a segment called Pitch a Tent, where we talk about the media, that where we pitch the content that we've experienced throughout the week. And my tent for this week is a TV show called Game of Thrones. Now, I'm almost done with the second season. I finally watched it. I've played the board game for years, but I never knew anything about it. I don't know what's going on in there. Game of Thrones is a really effed up show. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in there. But the one thing that I will say that I think everyone should experience is getting to watch Peter Dinklage act in this show. He is absolutely amazing. He's charismatic. He's funny. Every time I see him on the screen, I stop if I was looking at Twitter, if I was, not paying attention, if I was spacing out, I watch the screen because watching him is an absolute treat. So, yeah, my tent for this week is actor Peter Dinklage. This has been Pitch a Tent.
Honestly, I love the true enthusiasm, just pure.
No, that's a great take. I support it. I support it.
That's our boy, and I'm proud. We raised him well.
Yep, that was us.
We raised him.
We did that.
If you guys didn't know that, Nick isn't our biological son, but we raised him together as a throuple. Moving on. Anybody else have tent?
Well, of course.
we have 10 that's very topical to the chat. We did play the new...
Oh, yes. Alex said put a hat on Pikachu in the new Pokemon game.
Yeah, you can put several hats. We have Let's Go Eevee.
We got the Eevee version.
She cute.
Technically, though, our Eevee is a boy. Is it wrong that felt like a ripoff? Is it wrong that we went to the stats and we were like, wait a minute. Our Eevee's a boy. It's not what we signed up for.
Yeah.
Is it rude?
I mean, I think it is. I think that's like a very metaphor for being a parent.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Alex says, "Can I see the Eevee?"
Can you see the Eevee? Yeah, we'll tweet a picture of the Eevee.
Yeah, we'll tweet the sweet. I love the sweet Eve. We do have a Pikachu as well, though.
Yeah, we caught a Pikachu, of course. Yes.
It's large.
Yeah, we caught.
It's a very large Pikachu.
In the probably
Big boy.
Probably maybe my favorite thing about the new game is that there are Pokemon that have like either a red or blue aura, because in this one you can see it's not just wild grass random encounters. You can actually see the Pokemon in the grass, and they will have these like auras that denote them either being particularly large or particularly small.
Yeah,
and if you
been
go
big and small and big and small and big and small.
Relevant to something I'm sure we'll talk about in just a second. But when you walk up to one of the big ones, it has text that pops up and it says, "It's huge!" And that's maybe
so cute.
That's maybe my favorite part of the new game.
I love that.
Yeah, it's charming.
But speaking of being both big and small and going back and forth between the two and still nobody wanting you, Nini.
So, to be clear, we want all the sweet little Pokemons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got to catch them all, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I saw Mitski.
I saw videos of her seeing Mitski.
I took a million videos because, like, I was doing a very carefully choreographed dance of, like, I'm videoing my favorite part of the song. I'm also posting so that people are seeing it. I mean, I got a lot of followers on Instagram, and I'm like, I want to give you this gift. Okay,
Sure.
I'm benevolent.
Genuinely, though, it was a gift.
I honestly was thinking of both of you, but I was thinking of Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
needy.
I know she's going to watch my story. And I was like, I'm going to try and give the best highlights that I can. And so I was doing, recording, just on my phone, recording for Instagram, and just watching it. And it was probably the best show I've ever seen. I also have earnest content, and it's Mitski and her two openers, which the first one, her name is Sasami, which she said in the mic, "My name is Sasami. It's like salami, but with an S," which was good.
Effective.
She said that she thanked Mitski and said that when she was going on tour, a year ago, Mitski gave her the money to be able to, make her merch. She was like, that's the kind of person Mitski is.
So good.
And
cool.
That was very good. And then the second opener is, so Sasami, I think, is her own artist, and then she had two people play, she had one person playing drums, one person playing bass. I don't think that the three of them are a band together, and I say that because I had seen the drummer at another event where I saw Harmony from Girlpool and Ellen, I don't remember her last name, from Palehound, sing together. Mm-hmm. And this drummer's name is Zoe, and I saw them play whatever. So I was like,
drummers are famously in many bands.
Yeah. And this drummer is very cool, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I know who that drummer is. That felt.
That's a very
It's
I'm hit.
It's the worst thing I've said. Actually, the worst thing I've said is, can I please have a CBD iced latte with oat milk? What? Oh no, we didn't tell Nick the show started.
Nick! No, you watched the Twitter?
See, I'm missing it. Did he miss it?
Oh my
Nobody
god.
told him the show started.
Who said I'm Lord of the Rings? Is that because I have so many rings on?
Yeah.
I do have some.
Thank
love
you, Alex,
rings.
for commenting the thing I shrieked. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, I was afraid Nick maybe wouldn't
on.
know the show had started, which is why I did do it hectically at the beginning of the show, a tweet from the main Twitter account.
I'm sorry, Nick.
Sorry, Nick.
We've been talking about how much we love you,
We
Nick.
really have. We miss you so much. We've already done one of your videos.
I'm going to say,
2 of your videos. They've
we
been done.
love you, Nick.
Yeah, sorry, Nick. We already played your videos. Everybody, we like Nick a lot, and he's a big part of the show. Sorry that he wasn't in the chat for most of it.
Sorry, Nick.
We're still adjusting to having 2 offices, and there are some growing pangs.
the remote setup. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to say Mitski was amazing. Sasami was amazing. The second opener is a band called the Downtown Boys. They are a punk band, and the two people who started it are Latinx. They were like screaming in Spanish, and they were like yelling about how like imperialism and colonialism is bad, like in this room just like packed with people, which was just like very, very cool and good. And when Mitski came out, she made a point to be like, I chose these bands because they inspire me, and like you should follow them. And it was just like a great reflection of her, and it was also like these people were representing themselves so well. The music was so good. I was listening to one of the Downtown Boys albums, which, if I'm not mistaken, is literally called like Full Communism.
Amazing.
Which I was like, let me just, Full Communism.
It's called Full Communism. I saw it.
It's very good. I felt like very. Nick is sleeping.
Nick said he fell asleep. So.
So that's like my main tent, and then I know we talked about She-Ra last week, but I finally finished it.
I want to talk about. I have to do a quick thing off screen.
Yeah.
It'll be super brief. I won't get in the way of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Remember, we have so many wires.
I'm being so careful of the wires.
Very curious about what this is going to be.
Oh,
okay. This is actually good. I like this. This is
so
bit.
good.
I'm very happy about
was
this.
wearing one of these on one of my
so,
fingers.
Honestly, I think Keithan's made a really incredible suggestion in the chat. I agree. Harper doesn't wear enough rings. Nini Cassiani is really bringing it on the ring front. And I do feel like I have taken on this new role as giver of jewelry on the show. But Harper, would you like to put on some rings?
Yeah, okay.
Oh my God. She's proposing!
No.
Okay.
If you like it, then you should have put a
ring on it. Yeah, I'll wear a bunch of these.
Can I have
you to hold them again?
Yeah, sure. We're honestly, my cup runneth over, and by cup I mean my hands.
4. Well, I'll take more than 4.
You can take as many as you need.
There's a couple of other slightly nicer than the whatever ones in here that
Where did these come
we got
from?
added that we added in when we mixed in with some
What is that?
some other just some prop jewelry that we had.
Is this prop jewelry?
I mean,
Where did we
yeah.
get
What's
those?
prop
When did
jewelry?
they come in?
They've been mixed in with these for forever.
My fingers are too fat.
The good thing about these ones.
Well, these you can make them any size.
Yeah. I've been wearing them. Oh my God, so good. Okay, I need one here. I need one. I think I just need one more, and then I'll be fully ringed up.
So yeah, we're all working on our ring journey. But also, Harper, I feel like you should wear more rings, just like in your life.
I've never really been into rings. I don't know.
Oh my God, that looks so good though.
Well, but this is, and I know that this is something that you would probably do, but it doesn't feel like something that from real life to me.
What do you mean real life?
I understand. Like so many rings.
Like this is just a lot of rings that I'm putting on. As you can see that I'm just sort of dropping them because I've got just so many.
Like rings are just like so good. Like they're my favorite.
I just can't. Like they.
I understand.
It's like I'm generally bad at jewelry though. Like I'm not great with rings. I can't do bracelets.
I can't do bracelets either.
The other day I do this, I don't know if anyone...
It looks so good.
There's so many rings on, they're falling off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look good with rings though.
You have very good hands. Like you have really like
so long and delicate.
Oh, who me?
I genuinely feel like you could do hand modeling if you wanted to.
Oh my gosh.
I
don't want to. I can't stand the scrutiny on my dang hands.
Yeah, you would have to I think it's more, if you're a hand model, like, you sort of have to, like, spend money to make money. Like, you have to, like, get manicures, you have to, like, get, like, hand peels. That probably exists.
It's a hand peel.
You know, like, those socks that you put on your feet, and, like, then you wear them.
And then you get all sweaty and you got to peel them off.
you take the socks off and your foot turns into a giant blister, and then you peel all the skin off, and then you have a new foot underneath. Mm-hmm. I feel like that exists with your hands. Like, I'm honestly, what am I, like, why am I acting like I don't have a computer sitting on my lap?
Right. And then now here's a new concept I'm experimenting with.
Oh, I like this one.
Same number of rings, but in a more concentrated sort of system.
This ring is genuinely good.
It's they're clearly from a set, but they're I think for a child. They're like small.
I'm already a pirate. I'm just gonna really round it out.
Oh wow, yeah, that's cool.
Oh my god, I love the idea of like the cuff. Okay, what's happening in the chat? What's going on in the chat, you guys? Nick Sanchez says, "What show is this? The Wire?" Mm-hmm.
Or even Sonic, because of how we got all these
hedgehogs
rings that are being collected.
We have a lot of hedgehogs.
Mm-hmm. We should keep moving with our tent though,
because
we're already
gonna talk about
kind of deep into show.
Yeah, we are.
We were gonna you finished off the She-Ra.
I did.
The new season.
The remake.
Because you had watched none of it. You had watched the older series last time we spoke.
That's true. I had watched like one episode. Mm-hmm. I think. Wait.
No.
We watched it together
after. None of it.
Yes, and we declared on stream we were going to watch it immediately after, and then folks, that's exactly what we did.
We did do that. Okay, I was like, I feel like
I can be trusted.
We talked about.
We watched it while still sitting in these same chairs.
Yes, we did, and I was like, whoa! Like they were like, you're gonna love it, and I was like, I trust you, and then I watched it, and I was like, whoa! Like I think I said, I have to show this to Emma immediately.
You did say that.
Sure.
And
I hope you did.
And I did, and I was so excited, and she was like, haha, okay, and then she was like, oh,
it's so good.
It's so good.
Who's your favorite? Look at my cute pirate. That's not leaving.
I love Glimmer.
Glimmer is great.
Glimmer
honestly feels okay. I want to say a rude thing about Glimmer. I love Glimmer. I love Glimmer.
I love Glimmer too, but she's kind of a dumb bitch.
Glimmer feels like best case Lena Dunham.
Ouch.
That's a hot take.
Yeah. Whoa.
She's got a rich mom. That's why she's there.
Oh my god.
Okay.
She's kind of a high pitch voice. She's like trying to figure out what it like is to be like in her level of privilege but still help people. She makes a lot of mistakes. She's doing it way better.
Yeah, she's better than Lena Dunham.
I just feel like best case. She's what Lena Dunham could have been.
I honestly love that take. I need to like think about what that fully means, but I think that's something.
I'm not gonna say that I'll fight you on it. Like if you come at me, I'm gonna be like, this is a take I can fade on. But that's where I sit.
I love that. I think that Bo is. I love Bo. A very good character.
I think Bo's the best. Bo's my favorite. I think. It's not like
The thing is that I love an evil woman. I love I'm a huge Steven Universe fan.
Yeah.
And Catra, to me, is like Amethyst. Okay. If you know Steven Universe, she's like broken, like sort of like had a tough upbringing or a lonely, complicated upbringing, and that informs, like, she has a hard time, like, loving herself and fighting for herself, and so she just does her best in the way that she can.
Right.
And Steven Universe is, I think that She-Ra is a little bit
influenced by?
Yes.
Oh,
like, especially the animation. I'm like, did y'all... I don't know. I was, like, looking at the animators on IMDb because I was like, did they work on Steven Universe? Because, like, the, like, first one's tech looks exactly like Diamond. Mm-hmm.
Well, they're definitely coming from a similar place of sort of ancient technology, which also I love. I love that first one's tech is like more advanced than any tech that they have. Like, I love that narrative. I love Catra. I love that she, like, I love
like, the episode that is, like, the two, like, Adora, who is She-Ra, and Catra coming together, like, they're forced to be together.
Yeah.
That episode, like, destroyed me in the best
Prom?
way. Not the prom, where they're...
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
You should watch that show. It's
so great.
So good. I loved it.
And just to address, I don't think there's anything wrong with loving the main character.
Yes.
I'm personally, the Chosen One is never my favorite character. They're 99% of the time my least favorite character. I kind of feel the same way about Adora She-Ra, but it's totally a good choice. She's a way better Chosen One than many. This is so good. Thank you. I never wear rings, but I pay attention to how people wear them.
So good.
I have little sausage fingers.
Same. I love Adora. I think that, like, I don't know. Maybe I haven't watched it. It's possible. It's true that I haven't watched, like, a million cartoons. I love cartoons, and I think that I can talk about them maybe more than the average person, but, like, I liked the journey that Adora went on, and I think that it was, like, more nuanced than a lot of, like, Chosen One cartoon characters go through.
Well, and I should clarify, I'm coming at it less, because I watch plenty of cartoons, but, like, wouldn't say I watch a lot of cartoons. I'm really approaching it, I think, a lot from the fantasy trope side.
Ooh, Emma says it feels similar to my love for Buffy. I love that trope, and I agree.
Yeah.
And I love that too. Like, I love that so much. I love just, honestly, the premise of She-Ra, like, is so good.
It's great.
And, like, when I watched the original one before I realized, like, oh, there's a remake, I was like, oh, like, just the first episode of the original one, like, you get what you need to know. And, like, the idea of, like, someone being raised by, like, in the show, an evil
horde,
an evil force, and not knowing, and then their destiny is to actually, like, turn. I'm like, that's so good, and that's a great idea for to like remake that in like today's time, you know, like the Chosen One with this heavy burden to bear must learn that you need friends and community to survive in today's world. Love it.
I think that's great.
Like,
I think that's totally
it.
Great. I feel like I have a tendency to see that, like, character be like having to learn this and being resistant to it and be like, I don't have time for this. That's not a bad thing. It's just a me thing.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Like, she's still great. I also really love what this particular one does in Catra. Sorry, we're going so...
really
hard.
spending an awful lot of time on this.
I'm so sorry, but I love that it does give us that in Catra where we have Adora growing up in the evil horde and not knowing, and then finding out very suddenly and being like, I have to do something about this. But then there's also Catra who's like, truly, Adora, how did you miss?
You dumb beach.
Like, we get it.
Yeah.
We get it. Like, they loved, like, and it's one of those things where you really see how Adora was in this very privileged position.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoilers. But she was in this very privileged position within the Horde where she was kind of...
Only for the first episode. It's for the first episode.
Yeah, but you see where she was in this very privileged position where she was, like, very spoiled and kind of shielded from a lot of the things that the Horde did. And so also good. Kind of willingly. Like, she had thought to look behind, whereas Catra was like,
I know.
Like,
duh.
Right. And she was like, yeah, of course, what do you think has been happening?
Yeah.
Like, and she sort of chose to, like, choose a path of success for her within the world she had access to.
Yeah.
Which you can't fault her. I mean, you can fault her for, because, like, she's part of the evil horde or whatever.
Well, and she's given chance. Well, throughout the show, she is then given chances. So.
Yes. I think it's a complicated position.
No, absolutely. It's one of the better complicated villains that has existed within recent times that I'm aware of, just because normally that ends up feeling like nonsense to me. Like, it's, I mean...
And I do have a tendency to side more with the overtly villainous seeds of good than the overtly good seeds of villain. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
All right.
Okay, we're done with Sheena.
Let us know in the
and
comments
yes, you have opinions.
if that makes sense.
Do we have any more tent?
Did you have the doc open, I thought?
Oh, I do. Oh, Emily Heller?
Put out a new album. What's it called? Pasta?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were going to talk about...
We
were going to talk about Tumblr.
Oh, yeah, we don't have to talk about any number of these things. Tumblr's taken all of the... It's all of the sexually explicit content.
The tent
female presenting
I'm
nipple.
like, let's just say it. Female presenting nipple, which is meaningless. It means nothing.
Yeah.
That's nothing, and it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, choke. Like, just like, you just killed.
It certainly seems like
just everything.
Yeah,
my certainly seems like that service is going to be wrapping up.
Yeah, my favorite thing about them announcing that is everyone being like, okay, well, I'm done then. Like, everyone just fully being like, that's what I used you for. Bye. Like, which I love.
I feel like there's a bunch of like fandom stuff that happens there as well, and some younger audiences engaging in that. But to remove it entirely, it seems like a big deal. And I feel like it's something that they had talked about doing in the past. Was Tumblr, is it owned by Yahoo? Am I remembering that? I have no idea. I feel like I remember it being purchased by Yahoo and then discussing it potentially them removing all of the explicit content or whatever at that time. Maybe I'm completely misremembering that.
No, it sounds familiar to me.
Well, anyway,
it's
Tumblr. These are the same takes that you've probably seen anywhere else.
I don't have a hot take on that. There are a lot of people who've said a lot more about it with a lot more research.
Mm-hmm. It's not something that I haven't been engaged in Tumblr in.
It's
not
good.
Decade or something.
What is good? Speaking of Danielle Steele's desk.
Oh yeah, I added this because
know this was on the list.
I added this at the last minute because I found that I had written down Danielle Steele's desk on a sticky note because I had wanted us to discuss it at some point.
It's Danielle
I don't know
Steele's
what that
desk.
is.
It's 3 of her books.
So the author Danielle Steele.
My grandmother's favorite author.
You may know her from books sold at airports and grocery stores.
Yeah, you may know her from The Oldest Woman in Your Lives bookshelf.
Mm-hmm. An extremely successful author.
Oh, yeah. This is a Vanity Fair.
Her desk is ludicrous.
The desk that she writes on, she also writes on a typewriter.
Yeah, she types
The desk
all of her
that
books.
she writes on is a huge version
of, I believe, 3 of her books stacked on top of each other. It's not just books, it's her books. They all say Danielle Steele, and there is a title that is an actual title of one of her books.
Yeah, it's like white, red, blue book.
It's Star.
I'm just going to post this in the comments.
Yeah,
that's great. A link to that would be fantastic.
Amazing.
We discovered this because we were learning about Danielle Steele because I was so curious if she used ghostwriters because she seems to put out so many books.
135 books, I think.
Whoa.
But
it's either 135 or 165.
But it seems like the claim has been that she does not.
Yeah, she writes them all.
Yeah.
And then we found her writing desk.
Then I learned about her big, weird desk.
And she was recently in some sort of Twitter feud. I don't know what side of how she came out on it or what it was.
Oh, probably bad. I know nothing about her.
Yeah. Hold this. We're not we want to make it clear we're not advocating for Danielle Steele, her content.
I would say I'm making fun of her if I'm.
Yeah, but I do think
fully. I mean, honestly, the desk is.
I don't know. I would.
In a way, it's cool, but it's also it's really ridiculous. It's a lot.
Wow, this is just
I think it's
so
the best thing about her. No matter, even if she's good, it's the best thing about her.
This desk, you guys.
Yeah, it's great. That link is there in the comments.
Would love to watch like what is it, like how it's made, sort of like video. Like I want to see the carpentry behind it.
I'm guessing that's more of a shell than anything else, and there's like a real desk under there.
I have no idea. I don't know. There must be drawers. Nick in the comments saying they're taking the nipples away from Tumblr and adding them to the 2 O's in Yahoo. Yahoo!
Was that all of our 10?
I think
that was, yeah.
Okay, what else do we have on the schedule? Because we're honestly...
Okay, I actually have...
You have... Yeah.
Oh, you have something important.
Heavy.
I have something heavy to discuss. Let's just dive right in, okay? I just want to rip the Band-Aid off. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a eulogy for my baby blanket. So, first of all, I just want to say thanks for coming out today. It means a lot to see so many familiar faces out there, and I know it means, or would mean, the world to my baby blanket, Blanky. I'm not sure of everybody's relationship to the deceased, but I do want to clear up that the Blanky we are mourning here today is indeed the second incarnation of my baby blanket. So my firstborn and treasured OG Blanky, Tats, is resting peacefully in a clay urn in my parents' basement. R.I.P. in peace to Tats. Tats was a nickname given in jest. Honestly, I think maybe by Harper. And it refers to the state of tatters that my blanket just
was in.
I mean, constantly. It was like, did it ever have a full form? We don't know. But the Blanky that we are celebrating here today booked the role after my first Blanky retired, but he was far from second best. It's really important to me and to Blanky that we have an open casket here today. So let me just...
I don't know if I'm this.
Let me just pull him out. He's been, whispering to me in his final days that during his eulogy, which he fully expected me to give, he wanted one final ride. What does that mean? It means this. He and I wanted to show, the lengths he went to with his mangled body to ensure that I get a peaceful night's sleep. So I don't remember the day I got this Blanky because that would be like remembering the day you were born. He's a part of me. He's been with me. He's like an extension of myself. I do remember though that when I first got him, he was yellow, which I know, okay, it's tough to look at because both Blankies that I've had somehow always seem to transform into chitlins. Like they look like chitlins, which if you don't know what chitlins look like, it looks like this. But what you're really looking at is a Blanky who has been loved to death. Okay? So do I feel complicit in the deterioration of not one but two Blankies? Yes. But also, I've been sleeping with a Blanky for 26 years, and I cannot and will not stop now. I need this Blanky. I get really hot in the night when I sleep, and Blanky keeps me cool. So when Blanky isn't cold, I do sort of like lasso, kind of like this kind of movement. You might find...
we all just got a little bit...
Yeah, he's
bits on us.
He's really been joining us all throughout the eulogy.
Yeah, so, but that usually does the trick. And,
kind of already scattering.
Yeah.
It's ashes.
It's really nice. So the reason I'm giving this eulogy is so people can see what love really looks like. It looks like this. It's ugly and shredded and mangled, But if you smell it,
oh, it doesn't smell good.
The deep, musty smell is the smell of long-time devotion. I wrote a little poem for Blanky to show you guys what he means to me. Here we go, Blanky. B is for bedtime. You are the best part of bedtime. L is for laid up. You laid up with me for the last, 5 years or so and helped me sleep. A is for awesome. You are awesome. N is for new friend. I showed you to my new friend and they reacted poorly to your appearance, so now we aren't friends anymore. K is for Cassian E, new friend said. What the fuck is that on your pillow? A blanket? How? Why does your blanket look like that? What did you do to it? It looks like chitlins. I is for I know best. Don't question my relationship to my blanket. Fuck off. I will fight you. And E is for everyone who has the hookup to a baby store. Please help me. I need another blankie stat and will continue sleeping with this mangled piece of fabric until I get another one. I don't care about the color. I just need the fabric to be waffled. Blanky, thanks for the wild ride. I'll see you in dreamland. Thank you.
Wow.
Really beautiful.
Surely the most important funeral this week.
So yeah, it's just like this sort of thing.
Yeah, it seems like in the chat people are saying gross, that's gross, it's disgusting, what's wrong with you?
I do have to
cancel
say,
the show. I'm seeing a bunch of comments in that sort of vein.
I do have to say I'm very supportive of Blanky, but I want to make it clear that my eyes were not closed out of sorrow, but more because bits of Blanky do keep floating into my face.
Yeah, and I just
may be allergic to it.
Like, I just want to show you, like, I sleep with it.
This looks like you got this off of the costuming from The Dark Knight, the Scarecrow. You understand? Like, wearing it on his face.
I'm getting a heavy wafts. Can I take a waft?
Heavy waft.
Yeah.
Can I take a deep? Even you know. I mean, that's why we're here.
Like, honestly, I wake up and there's, like, bits.
It's wet.
Wait, why is it wet?
Cold and damp.
I think it's just cold.
No, it's
Oh my god, it feels
beautiful,
so
and
good.
I support you in your love.
No, everybody hates it. Like, everybody who sees that I sleep with this is like, what the fuck are you doing? But, like, I don't think he is. Jerry's lying, and she's trying to slander him in his final days.
Oh, no, it's wet. It's definitely wet. Not the whole thing, but part of it, at least.
Well, is there something wet in my bag?
I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, there was Blanky.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's
Listen.
What color was Blanky at the beginning?
Yellow.
This was yellow.
Oh, it was a yellow.
And, like,
a casket, a green and yellow casket.
The thing is, like, I don't do anything but just bunch it up and sleep with it. Like,
How old is it?
I mean, my brother, it was my brother's, okay?
It wasn't.
He didn't have any attachment to it, so please don't look at me like that.
It's
Okay?
not because of that.
My original blankie was pink because pink is girl. And it had my name embroidered on it, and it looked like this, but it was pink. And then it actually did look like this, like in its final days. Maybe less, because really what stays is just like the edges of the blanket. So this blanket is fully edging.
I would say you've gotten tripe a lot, but I'm feeling. Oh, sorry, you've gotten chitlins a lot, but I'm feeling like a sort of like grosser tripe.
Why is it like what happens? Like, I genuinely don't know how it gets to this state. Because this blanket, I guess, is. But when I got it, it's like an old blanket. But like when I got it, it was like basically new. So like in the last 5 years, what has happened? You know, like
ask Anna Kendrick, a lot can happen in the last 5 years.
True. I.
All right.
It looks like you tried tossing the pizza dough and didn't stop after ruining it.
Sure.
So that's rude, and we can fight. Like, we can fight about this, Alex, if you want.
Yeah, that was Nick who said that. But
sorry.
Is there anything else from the show tonight? Are we wrapping it up here?
Yeah, let's wrap it up here.
Is this our conclusion? Are we finishing the night off on the blankie?
Yeah, I mean, he certainly deserves the spotlight. Mm-hmm. And honestly, like, the bullying words, you know, you find a way to sleep at night, because I'm sleeping fine, clearly. He's taking care of me. You guys can, you know, just mind your business, okay?
Fine.
But we love to, like, all I need is just, like, I have to wrap it in a tie, like, on a ball like this, and then it's, like, right here.
No, yeah, we get it. Yeah.
What I love is the journey from, like, this blanket is a blanket to this blanket is a tumor.
Yeah. It's always, like, the worst thing is, like, the thing that I'm trying to avoid is, I know I have to get another one, okay, because this is too small. Like, I need something just, like, a little bit bigger, because this is not actually a full blanket anymore. It's just this. So I need something bigger. I have to get another one, but my question is, like, do I go to a baby store and be like, I'm having a baby? Or do I, like, go in and be like, I'm 26 and I sleep with a blankie, help me?
I vote honesty.
Okay.
You think you're going to need assistance? You're going to have to explain the situation to, like, for example, a person there.
Every single store that I enter, I ask for assistance.
Okay.
Of course.
It just sort of seems like the thing you might pick out yourself without ever really having to, like...
Well, I'm like, I've never been to a baby store before. Like, I'm like, where is anything? Like, do you guys have blankets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they gendered? If they are, I leave.
Okay.
I mean, they will be.
They're going to be.
Also, this is so much.
Yeah, he's, like, in my hair. Oh, my God. I have,
just
like...
want to make sure he stays with you.
I have, like, pictures of, like, earrings where he's, like, hanging on. People are like, what is this? I'm like, that's blankie.
Obviously. What are you
It's not like it's anything weird. It's just my blankie.
I guess it's, like, it's character development, because, like, when I was younger and I slept with it and I would have friends sleep over, I would hide it. And I was, like, ashamed, because I was like, I'm too old to have one, and I would, like, hide it, and only my dearest friends would meet him. And, like...
And now you wear your blankie on your sleeves.
Yeah, and now
And in your hair.
now I'm doing this. I don't want to...
What an absolute Madonna.
Worship me.
Oh, beautiful Pietà. This is kind of the same consistency as the Turin Shroud would be if they didn't preserve it.
When I had my original blankie and it was, like, a real blankie, I would, like, wrap my hair around it and tie it, and I would be like, it was like Ariana Grande's ponytail before that. I was a visionary. Like, we were a visionary together.
What I really want to emphasize, because no one at home can understand, truly every time you move blankie,
bits come off.
Not even just the bits. Blankie smells so strongly.
I'm saying, as sitting over here, I'm not getting the scent of blankie.
It's not, like, all the way bad.
It's just like when you walk into someone's home and you're, like, hit with, like, the new home smell. That's what I imagine it is.
Yeah, it's like sort of it's like, you know, if you have, like, sort of like a dead skinny smell, like, not a bad one.
I mean,
like, that's blankie.
Yeah, full disclosure,
I don't know,
like,
you sleep with blankie every night. How do you feel? Can we ask that? Is that?
Yeah, she can comment.
Oh, we're waiting for a comment now?
Oh, we might not get one. Sorry, I apologize. I'm just so caught in the blankie. How does Emma feel?
She says to me, don't touch me with that. And I say, and I do this. Just let me. Do you like this?
No comment. we got a no comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
She says, don't touch me with that. She says, that's disgusting. She says, get that out of my sight. She says, I will break up with you if you, like,
Fill in the blank, really.
Yeah, you know, so like
fill in the blankie.
It is like a point of tension in our relationship, but like this blankie is very important to me.
It'll be better when she's fresh. She being blankie.
With the holidays coming up, like please buy me a blankie.
All right. So send us a blankie is I guess what we're really saying tonight.
Please.
8024 2 blankies.
That's our mailing address. Folks, we're gonna wrap everything up, right? We're at the end of this.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
End of this dang thing. But subscribe to the channel because that's subscribe to the channel, but also subscribe to the Twitter because we're gonna do a movie night this weekend, right?
We are gonna do a movie night this weekend.
Movie night this weekend. So that's gonna be extra secret, and it'll be we'll post it on our Twitter. We're gonna post a poll about what we should watch.
Yes, we're gonna post.
So you're gonna have complete control if you follow us on Twitter over what we watch.
Within the parameters.
Should we say like what the? Should we give
sure.
a little
teaser?
Yeah. It's gonna be Mary-Kate and Ashley.
We're gonna watch a Mary-Kate and Ashley movie.
Or short.
Yeah. So we're gonna put a Twitter poll up about that. That'll be on Saturday night.
Yes.
Okay. And until then, thank you for being our friend.
2 hands.
We'll see everybody next time, right?
Thank you guys.
Bye.